The Catholic Morning Show.
So glad to have you back, folks. Bo Bonner, your host, with Alexia Baker, Aidan Pugh, and Brady Grimm. All of us so happy that you're with us, starting out a new day with us on the Catholic Morning Show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. With me now is Father Daniel Adjei. He has been in the Des Moines Diocese. Well, he's just been in the United States, I should say, for 10 and a half years, but he has been a wonderful addition to many places here in the diocese. At St. Francis, St. Joseph, and St. Teresa, he was a temporary appointment helping out 2022 to 2023. St. Pius, 23 to 2025, and this last year at St. Catherine's. He's getting ready to head back to his diocese in Ghana, and we were wanting to make sure to get a chance to talk with him and wish him farewell as he journeys back. Father Daniel, thanks for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, when we think about over a decade of being at a place, you know, you get used to places, even things like heat waves, right, like right now, or, you know, negative temperatures in winter. But when it comes to your time here for a decade, what's maybe something that really stands out that you see as providence working in your life to being a part of our lives for this last decade?
When I was told to come and study, initially I didn't want to come because I thought, coming from a very small town to a big country, how will I survive? But the unfolding incident afterward made me realize that God has his own plan, because I think life here has been awesome. It has been amazing. Though it was very cold when I came in. I came during the winter.
Yeah.
Oh, I nearly cried. But friends and parishioners were there to support, to show me around, to help me out, know how to dress well.
Right.
To face the cold. And the reception has been amazing.
Well, look, like I said, St. Francis, St. Joseph, St. Teresa, St. Pius, and St. Catherine's. It's so many people that have got to know you. But for people who don't know your story, who might be listening right now, what brought you here specifically 10 and a half years ago? And then, just a sort of travel log about your time here with us in the United States.
Okay, so in 2025... in 2026. Okay. So in 2015, in 2015, my bishop wanted me to come and do my graduate studies in systematic theology. And so I got the opportunity to go to Duquesne University, which is in Pittsburgh. I started with my master's, and the original plan was to do my master's, go back to Ghana, to the seminary to teach, and probably come back for my PhD. But fortunately, one of the parishioners, after staying with them, this is in Pittsburgh, for some time, wrote back to my bishop and said if I could stay for more time, because I was in a parish and I was helping them, and I think they enjoyed my presence and my ministry. And of course, the bishop accepted. And so when I completed my master's, the bishop allowed me to continue with my PhD. But of course, I went home for a year, helped out, and came back and started a PhD. And when I was about to finish, I asked the bishop if I could have a pastoral experience here a little bit, which he says, I give you 2 years. And so I went online, just sent emails out to dioceses. And of course, Des Moines was the first diocese to reply to my email.
Wonderful.
And that got me here.
That was enough to get you here. Now, of course, going back, maybe tell us where you're from in Ghana, the diocese in Ghana that you're going back to.
Okay, I'm going, my diocese is Sekondi-Takoradi diocese. It's a twin city diocese. So I'll be back, and at the moment, I don't know what I will be doing. But it could be either going back to the seminary to teach or helping out in a parish.
Absolutely. So Father Daniel Adjei, who has been with us 10 and a half years in the United States, but since 2022 here in the Diocese of Des Moines, just talking about his time with us and what that's meant for his experience that he's carrying back to Ghana. So going and doing graduate school, right? That's like a very high calling, and thinking that you're going to be teaching. What was it like to end up staying for as long as you did, doing pastoral work in, of all places, Iowa, maybe a state you've never heard of before you actually moved here?
In fact, this will be funny. So when I told the parishioners of Pittsburgh that I was moving to Iowa, like, they were shocked. And the response was like, Iowa? And you could see the expression from their faces. I'm like, what is wrong? I had never been here, but when I moved here, I would say it has been amazing. I mean, the reception, the fraternal love, and the receptivity I've received from the priest and the parishioners, it's incredible. And if you don't mind, let me take this opportunity to thank Bishop Joensen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Who readily accepted me into his own diocese to serve his people, and to thank all the priests, the Des Moines priests, who have also been very, very, very good to me. But I cannot leave this interview without mentioning the parishioners in all these places I've served and all the faithful I've encountered in my ministry in this diocese. I think the reception I've had from them, it's incredible, it's amazing, it's awesome. And I am very much appreciative to everyone.
Well, I know that many people are appreciative of you. We're talking to Father Daniel Adjei, he's been in the U.S. for 10 and a half years with the diocese since 2022, and he's heading back to his home diocese in Ghana. As we're starting to wrap up, is there any sort of things that really stuck out to you in your time here in Des Moines? I'm sure that the Des Moinesians want to know how much you liked the state fair, for instance. But if there's anything else in your time here that, carrying forward, just anything like that, I'm sure the listeners would love to hear it.
Yes, I've been at the state fair, I think, on 2 occasions.
Good.
It was huge. I was kind of surprised. In Pittsburgh, one of the kids in the church did a kind of a research on the fair here. And so when I came here, the kid called. We will always call just to have a fair-hand information.
Nice.
About the. So I told her my experience.
You were doing research.
And exactly. And again, I think the joy I have experienced with my encounter with parishioners here has really helped me to discover, a greater gift I have, which I'm even building upon every day. So I thank this diocese a lot. I thank everybody. And most especially, let me single out Father Matthew of St. Pius. I worked with him for 2 years, and hey, he's a brother. I call him my most beloved high priest. He was so kind to me. And, a lot of families who helped out, the Myers family, the Diamond family, and the other families, to specifically also to mention Mary Carpenter, who has been my Iowa mom, accompanying me in my stay here. So
absolutely
thank you.
Wonderful. Well,
awesome.
I want to say for sure that from Iowa Catholic Radio, we've appreciated every time you've had a chance to stop by and talk with us, and we're hoping that Iowa Catholic Radio remains dear to your heart. And who knows, maybe you get a chance to we can set up some time to talk over the internet to hear how things go when you settle in the diocese back home in Ghana. Now, before we let you go, any parting words that you want to say to the faithful listeners, to I'm sure your friends and parishioners who are listening here from St. Francis, St. Joseph, St. Teresa, St. Pius, and St. Catherine's?
Yes, my dear faithful parishioners, all those I've encountered, I would like to say God bless you, bless your household, bless all your family, but more so, keep the faith and keep the joy. God bless you.
It's hard to beat that one. We want to say thank you so much one more time to Father Daniel Adjei. He has been at St. Francis, St. Joseph, St. Teresa, St. Pius, and St. Catherine's since 2022 in the diocese, 10 and a half years here in the United States, heading home with multiple degrees from Duquesne to go back to his diocese in Ghana. One more time, Father Daniel, thank you for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Listen to the Catholic Morning Show weekdays at 7 a.m. Central on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, iowacatholicradio.com, or the Iowa Catholic Radio app.